Hi everybody, welcome back to Endeavours for Wednesday the 25th of June. As always, there'll be timestamps in the description for when you want to skip to one of these options and you don't want to hear about the other stuff that you already know. So this set, I need to do this quickly because I'm pretty sure in an hour the maintenance starts and it's going to last 18 hours. So basically after that I won't be able to discuss or be able to do anything. And for most of the people for this Endeavour set, I'm pretty sure you won't be able to do much of it. Yeah, 18 hours, that's a long time, but yeah. That's how it be. So this set's pretty good. You can do it pretty quick. So I would go Clockwork Foes, Conservatory Furnishings, and Food. Because Conservatory Furnishings, this one you can buy for really cheap. It's 100 gold. And Clock Producing Plants isn't too bad either. And then Clockwork Foes, you can do this in a instance area in an area that is base game. So it's easy to do this one. Now Battleground's very easy to do, but it does take a while. And I mean, completing a Battlegrounds and winning is difficult, but actually doing it is not difficult. So you just have to join queue here, you wait for the queue to pop. The only reason I don't like to do this one is because sometimes that queue can take ages. You could probably do these 4 options here before you even get into a Battleground match, let alone doing the whole thing. They can last up to 15 minutes. So this one here is definitely the slowest, but it's the most straightforward because you just get this queue here, you join it, and whenever you start a Battleground, that's it. So just be aware, you don't regardless of if you win or you lose, you'll just complete it. But yeah, I just prefer doing any of these other options just on the basis that they're quicker and they're more reliable because you don't need other people to do it. Alright, starting with foods. What you want to do is come to the southeast side of Volkagard. This way shown here that you start with by default. Very easy to get to in Oridon. This pier right here, it's got a couple of pieces of bread. It's got a pie over here. It's got a pie, and I don't think you can interact with these pieces of bread. But there's a bunch of stuff here you can grab, and if that's not enough, this tavern over here, if you talk to the chef, the Kushite lady, Hizala, you can get 2 recipes for 200 gold each. It costs 500 gold in total. And if you do this, you can grab these bananas and these apples in this tray and in these baskets here, and you can cook some basic foods that way too. So any of this stuff can just be used to consume. So in this case, I'll just grab this piece of bread, and you can serve it. The only thing is, it's like slightly slower consuming a second one, just on the basis that there's like a cooldown usually on eating 2 pieces of bread, but it's only like a few seconds. So alongside that, you can also use crown fortifying meals. That way you don't even need to go and pick up the foods. You get these a lot from the daily rewards through here. I'll see if there was one. They didn't have any in this month, but usually they have like a big stack of crown fortifying meals every few months at least. Because yeah, if I go here, yeah, so I got like 35. So just over time, you'll just collect these things, and this is the only time aside from maybe like for tanking that I use fortifying meals. Or if I'm like really desperate to get some food. Alright, so next up is I'll talk about Conservatory Furnishings. So the only thing you need for this is 100 gold. You can get a house for free by going to this location within Glenumbra in Daggerfall. So this way, Sean, again, you start with this one, so it's really easy to reach. Where this house is located, there'll be an NPC here if you haven't spoken to her and completed this quest already. If you just talk to this person, you'll get a house for free. Depending on which alliance you are, it'll be 3 things. So you go into the map, you check your houses here, and this will be where your house is located. So Rosy Lion, Ebony Flask In Room, and Mara's Kiss. These are the 3 options that you have available depending on your alliance. So whichever one you get, what you have to do is, if you want to access it, you just click on it, it'll show you where it is, and you just left click and you go Ebony Flask Room inside. Now, as far as Conservatory Furnishings go, across the way in this this tavern here, Rosy Lion, you've got Rosica. If you open up the store for her, there is this fern plant here. This is a Conservatory Furnishing. So what you can do is buy this for 100 gold. If you don't have any gold on you, what you can do is you can go upstairs, and if you check in some of these rooms here, like things for this backpack, for example, you can grab this item for 40 gold and sell that to a fence. You can check these cabinets here. There's only greens there. Yeah, you can sell that for 40 gold. Go over here, check this. Yes. There you go, there's another thing you can sell for 40 gold. So just go through these areas here and just like check boxes and stuff, and you might be able to find some items to sell to a fence. And that might get you 100 gold that you need. And once you got that one fern, from this point on, anytime finishing conservatory finishing endeavors come up, you can do that one. So from this point, what I would do is, I'll just show you how to do this one now, but I would say do this one last, because after you do all these ones, you might be like in a place that's not close to a way shrine, but houses have the advantage of you can travel to them from anywhere, and you just have to do the initial like traveling animation, but it doesn't cost any gold. So it's really helpful. As soon as you've done 2 of these options and you've got your conservatory finishings, just travel straight into your house, and it just makes it easier, more convenient that way. But yeah, I'll just show you. So you can also use way shrines. So just for example, traveling to Sea Blue Villa here. Normally you do this, but if you do this from a way shrine, what you can do is you can travel this way, and now you just go in, and it will skip the initial traveling cutscene or traveling animation. Alright, so once you're inside, go to, so at the bottom right you'll see it says Housing Editor. You just hit that, whatever that button is. At the bottom middle it says Browse, just hit whatever button that is. You go into your inventory here, and you can see there's some conservatory finishings. I've got some in my inventory already. In the past, we would have received some for doing some of these, some of the monthly rewards. But if you don't have any, this green curly fern plant will sort out your issues. So in this case, just plump it on the floor. And what you do now is you undo and you redo, and it will count as placing the finishing. If you just pick it up like this and spam place it, it doesn't work. It's a bit different. So if you've already got a fern plant in your house, like these, I'm pretty sure these plants here also count as conservatory finishings. So if you've got your own house, you've probably had some in there already, so you probably don't have to buy the fern plant. Probably should have mentioned that at the part. But yeah, if it's already in your house, what you can either do is you can pick it up, put it away, and then undo, redo, undo, and that will also count as placing it twice. Or, if you don't know where it is, you can open up the browse menu at the bottom, you can go to retrieve, and anything that counts as conservatory finishings, you can see them all here, you can go to it, you can get it here, you can put it away, now you exit, and now you do the same thing, do redo, undo, redo. And that would also count. So yeah, what I usually do now is I pick it up, I'll put it away for now, but what I normally do is somewhere in my house, I'll just put it in like the corner, like you can see with these other ones, and that way, so whenever I come in here to use my specific finishing, I've got them all in just over here, and then I just pick them up, put them away, undo, redo, undo, and that's it. It's just super quick to do it that way. Alright, so next up, we have Clockwork Foes. So these are different to regular Dwarven Automata. These are specific ones that you have to find in mainly 2 locations. So one of the good ones, I think, is for most people is going to be Halls of Fabrication, because this is instanced. So when you go in here on your own, nobody else can actually come in here and kill anything that you want to kill. So it means that you're not waiting for shit to respawn. It's just ready to go as soon as you get in. That just cuts down the amount of time you're waiting. In other cases, you've got Clockwork City here. If you've got this DLC, you can... What I suggest you do is just travel down into these like oil sections here, like the oil river, and there's usually lots of factoids in these areas that you can kill. There's also like the area underneath the city that you can use as well. I'm pretty sure the enemies in Asylum Tectorium also count, but they're all like big tough enemies, so you usually don't want to bother with them. But yeah, just in the overland, there'll just be lots of factoids all around the place. It's just that players will also have the same idea. So they'll be probably doing this themselves in these areas. That's why I like. That's why I think Halls of Fabrication is the only place you need, because it just solves all your issues. If you don't have this on the map, it should be here, and you can just travel to it via Wayshrine whenever you're ready. But if not, use this via Home Tours. So we go Home Tours, go Browse Homes. I find this to be a little bit better than recommended. And we go Tel Galen. This one here. So travel to Tel Galen, doesn't matter which one. Once you've done that, just go out the front door, you rock up here, and it's just a little bit of a ways through the swampy or like watery area. I guess it's... I don't know what this would be. Is it like Archipelago, I guess? Whatever it is. So, Halls of Fabrication's right here. So at that point you've discovered it, and you can just travel in here from any time. So what you want to do is just come through the first door. Don't worry about the quests or anything. So in this room, there are at least 5 Clockwork Foes. There's Shulk, there's a big Kaguti at the back, which is a bit of a tough one. You just want to be a bit careful of that one. But in the background, there's actually some Nyx hounds that you can't see, and they will also enable you to do this. So all you want to do is pull this group. Maybe just put some food on if you need to give yourself a bit more health. But yeah, so you can see the Nyx Ox have arrived. So just make sure you got a bit of healing, because these guys, they don't fuck around. So what you're doing is ignore the big Kaguti. You want to kill the little stuff. They're the important stuff to kill. Because the Kaguti takes fucking ages to kill. Just put a lot of AoE down. Interrupt the Nyxes if they use Leech on you. And once all the little stuff is dead, what you want to do is just let the Kaguti do the charge thing and do tons of damage to you. Otherwise, you'll just be waiting ages for it to die. Cause yeah, it's like a... I mean, you can kill it, obviously, if you want. It's just like a sort of slightly weaker world boss sort of thing. But, yeah, I just prefer letting it kill me, because I find that just to be a bit quicker. And once you use the waste shrine to get back, just go to this glowing exit thing here, and now you can just leave. And what that'll do is, wherever you came in from via waste shrine, it'll just take you straight back there. So it's just convenient, because now you can just travel wherever you want to go for your next endeavor. So, next up we've got cloth-reducing plants. So this is a cloth-reducing plant right here, as an example. So I will link in the description this UASP post, which goes through all the different types of clothing plants in this game. Now, which one spawn is going to be dependent on two things: your current character level and the first passive point into the clothing skill line. So tailoring here, whatever this is also impacts it. So you can see it's jute right now. So if you check this, you can see jute. Now, the good thing is, every single node of this type of cloth-reducing plant looks exactly the same. So once you know what one looks like, you know what all of that type looks like. So you can just look through this list and see what they look like, just so you know what to look out for. Now, if you've got a max level... Sorry. If you've got a max level clothier, it might be really handy to use them, because they get Ancestor Silk, which is really easy to see in, like, basically all situations. Because this like blood red plant is like so... There's like not many things that look like this. So it's very easy to spot it in like a big shrub of like grass and stuff. Whereas some of the other ones, they have like green and brown and stuff. So it can be harder to spot them. Like you look at that one, for example. That can be harder to spot in like a thing of green. Spider silk's not too bad either, but especially things like flax, jute, these things can be harder to spot in like a environment if you don't know what you're looking for. Another positive in regards to just any node in general in this game, they're not random. They spawn in like predetermined locations, but it's like a chance thing. Sometimes they'll spawn in one location, sometimes they'll spawn in another. So what I suggest you do is get yourself an add-on called Harvest Map, and over time you'll be able to collect... It'll show you places on the map where you've collected a cloth plant. It's like, it happens after you download it, so you have to set it up, like get some first. But yeah, over time you'll be able to use this to find more and more, like in easier or like more convenient ways. So I do suggest you get that. I'll also link that in the description. But basically, just go across the zone and just look for all these nodes. So there'll only ever be two types for you. It just depends on the, as I said, the crafting level and your character's level. So another Ancestor Silk here. So you can see what I mean. It's just very easy to spot in the grass, just because it's like, you see this, it's blood red as opposed to the greens, the yellows, like the other colours that you usually see from grass in most zones. Now, you don't have to use Craglorn. I just prefer using it myself, because stuff in Craglorn, the cloth plants, the blacksmithing and jewelry nodes, and the wood nodes, they all have a chance to give you Nuncroc, which is a very valuable trait resource to have, either for yourself or to sell for gold to fuel other endeavors and other such things. So using Craglorn is a good idea if you can. Just understand this is usually where everybody else goes, so if you're on prime time, you're probably going to see a lot of people here doing the same thing. Just understand, every single zone in this game, including Cyrodiil, I'm not sure about Imperial City, I don't think I've ever looked there to see if there's any crafting materials. Not that I would go there, or Spiritol for that matter. But all these zones here, they all have just like cloth nodes all over the map. You just gotta find a way shrine that you don't think there's gonna be many people there, and just go on a straight line and just look for whatever you can find. And I guarantee you'll find some cloth plants pretty quick there. Now I should point out, any of the alchemy stuff, so alchemy plants, alchemy mushrooms, things like that, these are not counted for the cloth nourishing plant endeavor. So if you find like columbine and stuff, while I would grab columbine naturally just because it's so expensive, it won't count for this endeavor. So you'll have to use stuff that isn't alchemy nodes, which is kind of annoying, but yeah, it's just how it be. So that's everything. I think that's another node over there too. Yeah, it is. Okay. So that's all endeavors spoken about. So if you have any questions, as always, just give me a holler. And yeah, servers will be down for a while by the time this video comes out. So just so it's out there for people who do end up logging on it in this endeavor set, I'll just make sure everybody's got access to this info. So thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for your support as always. I'll see you all next time, and take care for now.